Thursday Night Football, the New England Patriots are on the road to take on the New York Jets. My best bets are on the way. We got a couple props, who I think wins, covers, overs, and unders, and things of that nature. My name's Austin from Calling Our Shot. Thank you for tuning in. Do me a favor, go down below, like and subscribe. Simple as that. Let's, of course, recap how we've done so far this season. Hasn't been a great season to start. Sunday and Monday recap, we went 9-9 overall, minus 0.57 units. We got our worst call of the season out with Zach Moss's over in rush yards. Ladder that up. Worst call of the year out of the system. So the rest of the year will be really good for us. I know it's not been the greatest start. Unfortunate, we've really lost in any different way by 1 yard, one rush attempt. It's been a little unlucky breaks, but hey, it's a full season. We got a lot of ground to make up, and I'm certainly confident we can start doing that just tonight. We'll dive into the picks today in one moment, but first off, I need to talk about Chalkboard. Never signed up for Chalkboard. Very similar app to, PrizePicks, Underdog Fantasy, Sleepers. However, tonight, they have more free squares than those places because they currently have two. Number one is Aaron Rodgers to get 1 yard. Now, the last time he was in the Meadowlands in MetLife Stadium, he didn't get 1 yard, but I'm pretty confident he gets that done. At least as a Jets fan, he better. And of course, if you sign up using code COS, they'll match your first deposit up to $100. Also, they have a free square for new users only, which is Breece Hall to get 1 yard as well. You'll get both of those if you sign up using our code COS or the link at the top of the description. But you guys came in for some picks. I do want to note, we talked about every single NFL game on Sunday, spread, total, money line, everything like that. It's posted right before this video. I encourage you to go check it out. It'll be the top link in the description in the pinned comment. You guys came here for Jets and Patriots, though. First pick of the day, a guy that we made money with in week 1. We didn't take anything with him in week 2, but it's our man, Garrett Wilson. I love his over 5.5 receptions. Currently minus 105 on BetMGM. I missed the opening line of this one. It was plus 105, minus 105, whatever. Not terribly different. I played about minus 120, minus 130. I don't think it gets there, but if it does, hey, go for it. I almost took Garrett Wilson, get 7, 8, 9, 10 receptions if you want to. I think he is in store for a massive night on Thursday Night Football. Now, if you look at in week 1, Wilson barely climbed over this line. We know they got smoked by the 49ers. He had 6 receptions on 10 targets. His 6th one came with Tyrod Taylor with like 90 seconds left. We had his over 5.5 then, a straight sweat. In week 2, not a lot of volume for him. 4 receptions on 6 targets. Whatever. It is what it is. He didn't get a ton of volume, but he's by far their best wide receiver, and this is a perfect matchup for him. Now, why is this a perfect matchup? Now, you look at the Patriots, they do have a really good cornerback in Christian Gonzalez, and so in that, I expect them to actually just play man-on-man coverage against Garrett Wilson, and I think that's a spot where we could see Garrett be moved around the field, and I think he'll get open against Gonzalez. Also, I don't love this Jets rushing attack tonight. The Patriots this season have allowed the 2nd fewest rushing yards per game and the 3rd fewest rushing yards per attempt. They've been a team that, hey, you can't really run on, and you see a lot of teams leaning on the passing game more against the Patriots. On a short week, I don't think the Jets really want to get Braylon Allen or Breece Hall absolutely banged up here. I think we lean on Rodgers a little bit more, have him maybe on, instead of running it on first down, we throw some screen plays to Garrett Wilson or get it out to him in case maybe a Christian Gonzalez or someone like that isn't, press on press coverage here. I really like Garrett Wilson a lot, though. In week 1, we saw the Patriots allow 21 completions to the Bengals, who got nothing going on offense there. 6 of those went to Jamar Chase, so he cashed the over, their wide receiver 1. In week 2, 33 completions to Geno Smith, 10 to DK Metcalf, 12 to JSN, Jackson Smith, and Jigba. You've seen teams opt for the pass a lot more than running on the Patriots. This was the case last year. The Patriots are one of the stingiest run defenses in the league. I don't anticipate it to be changed on a short week. They'll try to stop the run and make the Jets pass because they want to trust their secondary, which has a lot of young guys back there like Christian Gonzalez. But at the same time, I look at a guy like Aaron Rodgers. We know he can pick apart any defense. So far through 2 games, 13 and 18 completions for 167 and 176 yards. So not a great start to the year. However, on Thursday, his completions line is at the 20.5, and his pass yards keeps climbing up to 215.5. 2 lines that he has not come close to this season. I think this is a pretty good indicator. The books think that the Jets are going to lean a little bit more on the pass here. Let's keep in mind, they're 6.5-point favorites. So you'd think his pass yards line should be lower than what he's been doing recently. I think this is a big game for Aaron Rodgers. I think he could throw for 250 plus yards, but I think if he's going to do that, it's going to be a lot of damage through Garrett Wilson, their number 1 wide receiver. If you want to take a dart throw on guys like Mike Williams and Allen Lazard, go for it, but I think this is a big Garrett Wilson game. So I love his over 5.5 receptions, first pick of the day. Second pick, it's going to be another prop, and it's going to go to Jacoby Brissett. I like his over 11.5 rushing yards, minus 113 on FanDuel. Rush yards for a QB, Austin, we got to be out of our mind. Yeah, you could say that, but Look, QB rushing props can be a little bit dicey, but I love the spot for Jacoby Brissett. I think this line should be closer to 14.5 or 15.5. And when you think about Jacoby Brissett, you're not thinking about Lamar Jackson where he's dodging and weaving and spin moving around guys. No, Jacoby Brissett's more of a bruiser, if you will. But I love the spot for him to get some rush yards. Now, if you're just looking at this from a game standpoint, we look at the Patriots. They could be down several offensive linemen, so maybe they don't have as much pass protection. You see Jacoby Brissett trying to scramble. Number two, they are 6.5 point favorites, so we could see the Patriots having to throw a little bit more, and maybe his wide receivers, who are very inexperienced, and I think their leading wide receiver in yards is 28 yards. And number three, this is a Jets defense, very good secondary, probably going to try their best to slow down Hunter Henry. Overall, I think Jacoby Brissett might not have a lot of guys open. In 2 games this season, in week 1, we saw Jacoby have 7 carries for 32 yards. In week 2, only 2 for 6 yards. Obviously, he didn't run a ton against the Seahawks, but a larger part, they had 32 combined rushing attempts for Ramondre Stevenson and Antonio Gibson. I don't think they have as much success running the football against the Jets. I already talked about their banged up offensive line. I think they're going to have to throw it a little bit more, or maybe get Jacoby Brissett out on maybe do some play action, have him going around, maybe running out on the side. If no one's open, tucking and running for a few yards. The Jets have been susceptible to QB rushing yards over the past 2 years. We've seen Jets so far, QBs against them. Brock Purdy, only 1 carry for 11 yards, so I guess he finished on the hook. Last week, Will Levis, 4 for 38. Again, QBs are able to run on the Jets because they have a great secondary, pretty solid pass rush, and they're really leaving it open for guys that rushing QBs, unless you are a Lamar Jackson or something. They'll obviously game plan for that, but they're not game planning for Jacoby Brissett to use his legs. We saw him play the Jets last year. It was in relief of Sam Howell of the Commanders. He came in mid-third quarter, so hardly played even half the game, less than half the game. He had 1 carry for 10 yards. They actually threw the ball pretty well in that game. I think this is a great spot to back Jacoby. If you want to look at his rush attempts line, that is 3.5 plus money on the over. The fact is, even at 3.5, I'll take a chance here. I don't think he's going to get many kneel downs if that's the case. Since 2022, obviously he's bounced around the league. He's had 2+ rush attempts in 13 games. He's gone over this line in 9 of 13, 69%. Nice. And the games with 3+ rush attempts, he's over in 8 of 10 with both misses with 10 and 11 yards. So right there, I love this spot. I think this is a great spot to back Jacoby Brissett. I don't think people will be on a Jacoby Brissett over in rush yards prop come out of the blue when he randomly has 25 yards. I think this is a good spot to back Jacoby Brissett. He's sneaky athletic. Isn't that what people use to describe white guys? Probably not the greatest thing, but he's not, the most immobile guy like probably Rodgers on the other side. I like Jacoby Brissett to get those rush yards. So give me the over at 11.5. Finally, let's talk about who I think wins, covers in this game. I could go either way here. I do lean the Jets minus 6.5. Not personally betting it. I'm a Jets fan. I don't bet money on my own team. I do like the under a little bit more at 38.5. If I didn't mention that both of those first 2 plays were 1 unit, I am going to run day 3 of our ladder challenge in here, and I'll let you know right now, it will have an alt under for this game. I don't think this is a high scoring game. The Patriots have kind of been punching above their weight class offensively the last 2 games. With all those injuries to that offensive line, I don't think they're going to have a lot of, 2nd and 3s. I think it's going to be a lot of 2nd and 10s, and I don't trust any of their pass catchers outside of Hunter Henry to really do anything, and the Jets are going to game plan for Hunter Henry. We'll see if CJ Mosley plays, but I think this is a good spot to back an under. If I had to bet anything here, it would be the under. I'm not going to personally bet it because I will have it in day 3 of the ladder challenge, but if you watched our week 3 best bets video, I involved Logan. I will throw it to him, and I'll let him talk about what he likes in this game, and then I'll be back after his analysis. But Logan, what did you have in mind for this game? Is there anything that you liked for this Thursday night showdown?
Yeah, so for my best bet in this one, I'm actually going to be on a team total, and it's going to be the Patriots team total under 16.5. Now, you might call me crazy for this one, Logan. Their offense has looked good. They hit the over in 2 straight. The Jets defense has given up the over in 2 straight. So why are we taking this bet? I think that 16.5 line is pretty indicative of what the books think is going to happen in this one. I mean, look, you get the Jets laying the full touchdown spread in this one. Are they going to run away and hide with it through offense or defense? Don't really know. But what I do know is that for them to warrant a high spread like this, their defense is going to have to show up. And I think they show up in a big way. I was looking through some of the player props in this game. Some of the receiving props for Jacoby Brissett's playmakers. Where is the distribution coming from? I mean, this Jets secondary is definitely a top 10 type secondary in the league. I mean, where are they coming through? Hunter Henry? I mean, he's got a 33.5 line. Stevenson's still 14.5. Jalen Polk, KJ Osborne. I mean, These are not explosive playmakers on a short Thursday night football week. You got to remember, guys, the product in Thursday night football is definitely not the sharpest. It's one of those controversial things that, yes, more football is a good thing, but it's not always quality football. I think this Patriots offense has been really too efficient at scoring touchdowns. This Jets defense will hold them to field goals, and if they hold them to field goals, I think they only maybe score a touchdown on the board, if that. I like the Patriots team total under a lot. I think they're going to want to possess the ball anyway. They want to run the football. Jets are got to blow up a little bit in the defensive line, and I think the Jets rise to the occasions in this one. Give me the Patriots team total under. I don't want to really mess with the full game, and I don't want to mess with anything Jets related except for their defense showing up. I think this is a spot they show up and shut down the Patriots offense.
Say, hey, Logan and I are both kind of on the same page. We like a lower scoring game here. So do what you want with the info. Let us know what you like down below in the comments. We're going to take Jacoby Brissett's over in rush yards, Garrett Wilson's over in receptions, and we'll have another unit on day 3 of the ladder challenge. As always, we run the ladder challenge for 1 unit, and we roll over the money. So now we're at, $40, trying to turn it a little over 80. So you can tap into that. It'll be linked on the screen. Should be live Wednesday evening. You guys have a wonderful day. It's Austin. I'm signing out. I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.